Hola, this is Cruz, and I'd like to share this, I guess, challenge. This is for Tamika's mystery swap one-to-one. Use your stash, I believe that's what it's called. Hi, Tamika. I will link her Instagram down below, and I will link, I'm going to mention a tutorial later. I'm going to link that down below as well. So I'm very honored that Tamika asked me to present a dangle challenge, or a dangle component to this week's mystery item that y'all have to create. So a dangle does not have to be something like this. It doesn't even have to have beads. It doesn't have to have bead wrapping. Just a dangle in general. I'll tell you what components I'm going to challenge y'all to do in a bit. But this is one that I have for an outgoing swap. But so there's bead wrapping. Hold on, let me see. See, there's bead wrapping right there on the top. The eye pins have something dangling off of it. There's words. There are charms. Yeah, there's different things. There's a cute little clip at the top. Okay, so that's one kind of dangle. There are also ribbon dangles that start off with something like this. These, I can't remember what these are called, but you can dangle paper, you can dangle ribbon, faux leather, and they come different shapes and sizes and metal colors. So there's that. There are dangles that are just charms. That are dangles that, yeah, there's just an array of dangles. So what I want to focus on is this type of dangle, like a, but it does not have to be this ginormous. This is roughly, let's see, I don't have a, oh, here it is. I have my ruler. This is, with the clasp and everything, it's just over 9 inches long. Yours does not have to be that long. Let's say 3 inches, at least 3 inches long with the clasp. So it does not have to be that huge, or, you know, if you want to go bigger, go for it. So one of the components that I want y'all to do, even if you've never done it, don't be scared, is a bead wrapping. You don't have to, I know it's last minute, you don't have to order from Temu or Ali. Go to Hobby Lobby this week. They have their jewelry. Oh, it's use your stash. Oh, darn. But if you don't have something, like everybody for the most part has beads, charms, whatnot. But if you need anything, like if you need, this is a head pin. It's a flat end on the jewelry making pin. This is an eye pin. And there's another type, I don't have any right now, they're on their way, is a, I think it's called a bead pin or a ball pin. The end is like a little gold or silver, whatever color, like a little ball. So yeah, Hobby Lobby has 50% off. If you need chain or something, they have it there. Also, check out your Walmart. They actually have, surprisingly, some really great supplies. That's where I get the majority of my, what are these called? Where's the bag? This is the packaging. I took it off, but this is the bag it comes in. The head pins and eye pins I get for the most part from Walmart. This is a chain that came, yeah, on a little like cardboard strip or whatever. So I have this in this color and silver. You don't, like I said, have to order from different places. So there's different types of chains that you can use to make your bead or your dangle with. You have this type. This is a little bit trickier sometimes. You have this type, and it doesn't have to be coated or colored, but these lay flat. It's more of like a two-dimensional when you're thinking of how to add your bead dangles or charms, or sorry, wrapped beads or charms. Hi Cosmo, you come up here. There's no room for you, but you can try. Anyway, so yeah, well, I'll tell you in a bit how I set my dangles up, but these are easier to work with. And then you also have this. You see, this is more like a three-dimensional, but it's plastic. Also the top, the clasp, you can use like a lobster clasp, just a metal one, a colorful one, a bigger one. They have this type. This, you can take this off. I don't know if I put that on, but yeah, you can add it to this. It swivels. You can use, that's a metal one. You can use this plastic one. You can use like shaped ones. another plastic one. So yeah, there's different types. You can use things that are not conventionally meant for dangles, bead wrappings. It adds texture, it adds length, it has, you know, depending on what it is, it can add like a sound, like this bell. I love these bells. It's kind of like a heart there. It's not just for Christmas, so it just adds a little something. These also kind of, when it hits other things, can add an element of sound and just depth to your dangle. So these are for hairstyles, but you can use these for dangle. So you know, you loop this onto your dangle and then you can add a charm to the end. Some of them come with little charms, so you can just add this on and boom. You have that. You have this little wooden spool. You can maybe add some twine or some thin, really thin ribbon to here and like glue it on and then bead this through. Yeah, that may actually, if you add like a charm to the end of it, it won't come through, and then you can add like a small bead or something and wrap it up. So you have that. You have, of course, what are these called? Tassels. They're a different type. You have faux leather. You have this like thread one. You have this like multi-layered one. Go through your stash, because I'm sure like these are clearance. These two for sure are from clearance, like from Hobby Lobby or something. You have these type of tassels that are really pretty. You see, this is one of these, just smaller and a different color. I bought this, I didn't make it, but that's just an example of how you can utilize these items. You can use one of these tassels and bead on it and then tie it on top, or add a jump ring and then they won't fall off. And this is, I think it was like a planner something from Michael's, and it has the lobster clasp already. You can take this off and use different ones, different jump rings, but something like this can be used. You can use, what are these called now, planners or something. You can use something like this, add glue on a plastic bail, or if you have a Dremel, just very carefully drill through that. If you have like I had to get my little buddy in here. If you have a Dremel, just very carefully find a spot where you can drill, and you can add, oh gosh, what's it called? I don't think I have anything out here that has one. It's the little, it's like this, but it has like a screw component to right here. And I had some out, and I don't know what happened to them. Sorry about that. So there's so many different things that you can use. You can dangle things like this, you know, just put a jump ring on it and boom. Especially for if you bead wrap and you have a bead wrap and you have an eye pin at the, you know, this loop at the end, please add something to it. This is no shade to anyone. Nothing that I'm saying is shade to anyone. This is not hard and fast rules. These are just tips, things that I think of and do when I make a dangle. But if you have this, don't leave it naked. Just add this little baby. You can open it up and add this on there. Also, this is a charm. You just add a jump ring, and then there you go. Perfect. These are just examples of some. I had these left over from some projects. Yeah, so it's just some bead wrapping. And you don't necessarily have to wrap to put beads on a stick, if you will. Okay, so I said what, at least 3 or 4 inches. I said refer to the beginning of the video because I don't remember. Let me see. I want you to add at least 1 charm. So there's different kinds of charms. You know, you have these. You have this made with love. You can add like a teeny tiny charm like this. Yeah. So some kind of charm. Let me see. The top of the dangle, of course, has to have some kind of, it doesn't have to be something like this. It can just be a regular schmegular lobster clasp. And also, so when people get the dangle, because if someone got this and I didn't have anything on the top, they're going to be like, whoa, where's the top, you know? Also, at the end of your dangle, like let's say you're making this. So you have your, something at the top to signify that it's the top, like a jump ring or some kind of clasp of sorts. 3 to 4 inches, refer to the beginning of the video. At least 1 charm. At least, if you want to make your dangle, okay, yeah, at least 1 charm, whatever. And at the end, I want you to add a focal piece. It can be, if you have some of these, like little puffy things, I would say don't, if you can avoid it, don't use like a hole punch, because that's going to be huge, right? But if you have like your crocodile, use a smaller hole. But if you have one of these, I don't know what they're called. This is called Euro Punch. I think that's just the brand. But these I have for what's it called? Bottle caps. They go through the middle super easily. So you just find a spot that's kind of wider, and then just poop. It pops through real easy, and then you can add your jump ring. So easy. Add something that wouldn't normally be. So if you had one of these are from Dollar Tree. These are hair ties. You know, they don't have to be just for Valentine's Day. I think I got these from Amazon. Again, don't have to buy them. Just saying, look in your stash. I think I have star ones. You know, look in your stash. These are actually mini ornaments from, I believe, Walmart. So look in your Christmas stash maybe. And so this came like this. It has, you know, this little metallic thread. Take it off, put a jump ring, boom. This can be your focal point. That's what I'm talking about. Add a focal point. It doesn't have to be unconventional, but just this will anchor your dangle. Something like this, something like this. Add something on the bottom that differentiates from what's going on the rest of the dangle. Okay, and then a bead wrap. So please look at the tutorial I'm gonna speak on right now. It's Buzzin with V. Hi, one of my all-time crafty girl crushes, for real, and she knows, and you know, restrain her or whatever. I'm just kidding. So her tutorial on how to bead wrap is like the best I've ever seen. Decades ago, before I was even married, I worked in a jewelry store, and it was two ladies that owned the store, and one of the ladies did like the soldering, all that stuff, and then the other lady did like some handmade jewelry, and she kind of taught us a little bit on like stringing pearls and bead wrapping. And so, but I had forgotten a lot of that. So when you know, the new hotness was bead wrapping, and Buzzin with V came out with a tutorial, like you literally feel like you're watching your hands. The way she shows you how to do it is so perfect, so good. So let me just give you some tips. I'll show you one time how to do it, but I'm not gonna go detail like V, because her tutorial is perfection. Okay, so if you have a head pin, some of your beads are just gonna fall right through. I have a plethora of everything here, so let me just grab this bead here. For example, this hole, I can already tell it's gonna be swallowed up by, it's just gonna go through, right? So you get something like this. These are sold at Hobby Lobby, and these are included in the half off. I don't have one that's packaged. I tried, whenever they're half off and I happen to be at Hobby Lobby, I try to grab them. They're this, I think it's this brand or whatever, wherever these beads are. Oh, look, a queen bead. Anyway, queen bead. Hey, it's this. Wherever that section is. They sell these in a bag. Anything like this is great to stop the end. You see, it stays there. Nothing's going to fall through after that. Right? You can also, if you don't want to go purchase, or you don't have anything in your stash, most of us do have sequins, get something like this. It doesn't have to be this tiny, but this kind of blends in. It's slightly cupped. I don't know what the millimeter is, but it's a smaller millimeter. Make sure the cup is kind of, if you have one that's cupped, make sure the cup is up, so it's kind of gonna snug up on the bead. See, it stops it from focusing, from from falling through, right? So you have that. I'm gonna go ahead and use my favorite. I'm gonna use this. You can use spacers. Spacer beads come in all shapes and sizes. You can use things that aren't meant to be spacers as spacers. I get these from Amazon. They sell them at Hobby Lobby on strands. Also, you probably have some in your stash. Even if you've never bead wrapped, you're like, whoa, that's a spacer bead? Yeah. Hobby Lobby has these. A lot of us went crazy for these. Let me open this up. They're like kind of feel like erasery. I wish they had yellow. I can't remember who posted the story. Hey girlie, that I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I wish they had yellow ones. These are plastic ones. These are more like like little kitty. When you can put it together with your bead wrapping, it just elevates it. You have these like fancy schmancy ones that you can use as spacers. This one, that's the only thing I don't like about the silicone ones. They get all dusty and musty. So yeah, and then you have also bead caps. Well, this is a flower, but yeah, it's like a bead cap, whatever. Yeah, so there's different kinds of spacers that you can use. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Don't be afraid to mix in different beads, different things in here. I'm just gonna do that. What else can we add onto here? Let's add, and then also like you can use different size beads to add interest to your bead wrapping. Let me see what this will, no, I mean you can put same size, that's fine, but that's not it, sissy. Okay. These are literally from kits, from like little kid jewelry. And I'm in the search for these. I thought I had completely ran out. There's 3 different ones. Anyway, so this is one of them. It had different kinds of beads and I separated, and these are so amazing. I love these for my bead wrapping. They're different sizes. Sometimes I use these as the ends to stop, you know, the bead from falling through. You know, grab yourself something in a different size. Let me go with, what do I have? Green. Let's go with the pink. Please don't fall. Okay, so then we put this on here, and then we're gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it off with this one, like that. And then if you, these kits are really inexpensive. Again, you probably have these tools. This is mainly what you need, plus a cutting one. I don't know. This is it. Okay, yeah, this is the set. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, again, refer to V's. Hers is perfection. The further down you go in the, I guess, the width of your flat nose pliers or your flat pliers, there's some that have crimps. Don't use those. You're gonna mess up your metal, your pin, whatever. So the further down you go, the more you're gonna have to wrap. So if you go here, you're not gonna wrap as much. If you go further up, you're gonna wrap more. So if your pin, you see how easily that went? It just, you fold it back with your finger. I think the Joanne ones are really hard, for me anyway, to manipulate with my hand, and therefore even with a tool. So I don't buy the Joanne ones anymore. I use Hobby Lobby, some from Amazon and Walmart primarily. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the loop to loop back. See, I'm doing all this with my hand, and it's so easy. I have rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, and yeah, I can still crank these out. So just gonna bead wrap. While you're doing it, it's not gonna look great. I'm kind of pushing this way while I'm doing it, with avoiding overlapping. And then if you come to here, you're like, oh, there's not that much room, I don't want to mess with it. Just, I'm not cutting myself, I'm just putting it over so it doesn't fly. And I mean, I have glasses, but I don't want it to fly and hit my eye or anything. And then there you go, bead wrap, boom. Easy peasy. Okay, now we're gonna take the eye pin. Where'd it go, George? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're just gonna bead something real simple here, because it's not, well, I'm gonna show you what happens if you have one that doesn't give you a lot of room, or you don't want to bead wrap. You're like, it's for the birds. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Anyway, it's a bird, right? So you're gonna put whatever you want, shoom, shoom, shoom. And this is not enough for, actually, yeah, this is not enough to wrap. And if it is, you have to be very skilled and very, yeah, it's gonna be very difficult. So I don't know how to, let me see the measurement. I don't measure, I just eyeball, but just to show, this is, oops, this is me shaking. Actually, coffee doesn't affect me. I don't know why I'm shaking. It's hot in here and I'm nervous. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is about 1/2 inch. You can go a little bit shorter than this. Let's say like that. Let's say that's how short you have it. Get your round, and this, you can do this with eye pin, head pin, ball pin, whatever. So make sure I'm pushing right here on my finger, I'm pushing up, and I get the very tip. And again, the further up you move on these, I forgot the term for this. Anyway, she uses all of the awesome terminology. These are rounded, like cone shape. See, the further up you use it, the bigger the loop is going to be, the more space you need here. So I'm just going to go right there, and I'm just going to turn, and I'm going to go to the top and turn. Actually, I have a lot of space, so I'm going to cut a little bit more. Scratch that. Okay, so pretend like I'm pretend I didn't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna turn. Stop making me look bad. Turn, and it's gonna look like this. She's gonna be bowing to the queen, and then you're just gonna rock it back a little bit right here, the part where the space is not. And actually, I think I cut it short, so I'm gonna show you guys. Just close it up. Bad camera work, bad everything. So anyway, there's a loop. Boom. I'm going to call that bead wrapping because you did this. Also, so you don't have to do the full-on bead wrap like the first one I showed you. You can just do that. Just one. You don't have to do a lot. Just one. It might look hideous at the beginning. You might, instead of getting a perfect circle, you might get like this teardrop thing. It works as long as you close it enough. The end of the pin closes up enough onto itself that it's not going to slip off your jump ring or whatever. That's all that matters. Okay, let me go to jump ring. This is just a little tip that I want to give y'all. It's like I said, a lot of things are preferences. This is jewelry making 101. This is legit. So I'm using a bigger one so you guys can see more easily. So when you don't want to jam in your nail, but when you open a jump ring, open like this. You are gonna, down here, the part that's actually twisting open, the integrity of the metal is being lessened minimally. Even if you open and close it, it's being worn down very minimally. If you do this, if you open like this, that is putting much more strain, much more, it's taxing on the integrity of the metal here, and this is going to snap a lot quicker, and it's a lot tougher to put it back together to where it needs to be. So when you open a jump ring, am I focused? I'm going to do it like this so I can try to help us focus. Do this. Open it like this. Loop whatever you need to loop through. And then close it back up. Boom. Easy. The more you do this, oh, it hurts my heart. You're gonna, yeah. The integrity of the metal it's gonna be worn down much quicker. And it's a lot harder to get it back to where you need it to be. Okay, so that's jewelry making me 101. Just please, that's one thing that that'll help your dangles stay together much longer. Yeah, I've been rambling so much, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will list down below because I don't remember what the requirements were that I said. It's not too much. I hope you enjoy. Like I said, if you just put one bead wrap, maybe this is your focal at the end of your dangle. Maybe this is your focal piece, and the rest you want to just put like tassels, a bell, charms. That's fine. Just at least one bead wrap somehow. It doesn't have to be just like this. It can be, where's the other little critter? It can be just the loop like that. And again, and please, if you use the eye pins at the end, put something on there. You can just, again, this applies to this as well. Which one did I do? Oh my gosh, I can't tell. Listen, this is the one I did because it's smaller. Okay, so right here, the head pin, the eye pin, you can see where it opens. You're not going to crank it open like this. You're going to twist it right to wherever you need it to be. You're going to get your little charm. You can actually, if you use a jump ring, that's a lot easier. But if you have something like this that doesn't have a jump ring, or that you don't want to add a jump ring to. That's a bad example. Don't listen to me. Anyway, if you need to open this for any reason, do the same thing. Sidesies. Twist, don't open. The other way. And just close it up. Yeah, anyway. I'll list the components that I want you guys to add to your dangle. And yeah, I hope that helps. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.